From bizarre camping encounters and jaw-dropping recent discoveries, prepare to be amazed, terrified, and maybe even a little inspired by the wonders and terrors of our world. Prepare to be humbled. Here is a cosmic spectacle that will shrink our world to insignificance. Gaze upon this stunning close-up of our sun, a mesmerizing ballet of fiery flares and molten swirls. But you can clearly spot something that looks odd. It looks like a dark substance is coming out of, or perhaps sucking out of the sun. As terrifying as this looks, this is a gargantuan plasma wall, a towering inferno stretching from the sun's surface into the void. The most amazing thing is the size of this thing. It's so colossal, you could stack two Earths end to end and still not reach its apex. Imagine that for a moment, our entire planet dwarfed by a single solar feature. This is a humbling perspective. It's a stark reminder that we are but tiny specks on a cosmic canvas, orbiting a star of unimaginable scale. The universe is vast, inspiring, and occasionally it throws us a curveball like this to remind us of our place in the grand scheme of things. This next footage will have you scratching your head. In this eerie footage, a desolate landscape of barren hills and rocky terrain has something unusual happening. A strange beam of light pierces the scene, reminiscent of a rocket's exhaust, yet silent and immobile. Filmed from a distance, the source of the light is unseen. It's a steady, unnerving glow, defying our expectations of fire. It's almost like a candle flame caught in a freeze frame, perfectly still and silent. Could it be a pocket of gas escaping from below? Perhaps. But the lack of sound is puzzling. Natural gas under pressure should produce a hiss or a roar. Could this be a geological phenomenon? An unknown phosphorescent gas igniting silently? Or could it be something far stranger? A hidden energy source. This silent beacon of light remains an enigma. The possibilities are tantalizing, yet unsettling. Prepare to squirm, because this next clip is the stuff of nightmares. Imagine a creepy crawly trying to squeeze out from between a wall and a rocky floor. It's hard to tell if it's a spider, a crab, or some bizarre hybrid. But the real kicker, its legs look like natural red chili pepper. Yes, you heard that right. Legs like red chili pepper. Now, I don't know about you, but insects give me the creeps. Anytime I see one, I can't help but imagine it crawling all over me. Give me a bear to face any day over these creepy critters. There's just something about their tiny alien forms that sends shivers down my spine. The chili pepper legs are a disturbing twist of nature, a reminder that the natural world can conjure up the most unsettling creations. Imagine encountering this monstrosity in your own home. Would you run, scream, or freeze in terror? If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. This next clip is both mesmerizing and deeply unsettling. A seemingly ordinary scene unfolds. A woman stands on a stage. The Quinns logo prominently displayed in front of her. Everything appears normal, routine even. But as the camera zooms in, a subtle shift in her demeanor hints at something amiss. Her gaze locks onto the lens, her expression hardening. Her eyes, the windows to her soul, undergo a chilling transformation. The pupils contract, shrinking, while the whites of her eyes expand, engulfing the irises in a sickly yellow hue. It's a scene reminiscent of Mystique's shape-shifting eyes in the X-Men movies. A visceral reminder that something otherworldly is lurking beneath the surface. For a fleeting few seconds, the woman's humanity seems to vanish, replaced by an alien presence. Then, just as quickly as it began, the transformation reverses, leaving behind an unsettling question. What did we just witness? Is this woman an unwitting host to an otherworldly entity? Or is there a more rational, yet equally disturbing explanation? The implications are as chilling as they are profound. Here's a scene straight out of a bizarre dream. Imagine hearing a knock on your door. Who would you expect? Definitely not a bat. But here it is, a bat with an unusual yellow hue on its body. Is this its natural color, or is it wearing some sort of clothing? Either way, it seems oddly eager to get inside. What's even stranger is how it's actually knocking, almost like it's pleading to be let in. This isn't a case of a bat crashing into a glass door by accident. No, this bat is deliberately seeking entry. What would you do? Personally, I'd keep that door firmly shut. Haven't we learned our lesson from one devastating pandemic already? You see a bat, you stay away, no questions asked. I guarantee your perception of reality will be challenged after watching this clip. I've seen my share of bizarre, but this one is off the charts. This creature is so strange, I don't even have words to describe it. And trust me, that rarely happens. So, what is this thing? In broad daylight, this pitch-black creature is nearly invisible against the backdrop of a tree. This isn't camouflage. It's like it's a living shadow. And those eyes, bright, almost glowing, are downright eerie. If I had to bet, I'd put all my money on this being from another planet. Nothing I've seen comes close to this. Now imagine if it were bigger, a few feet tall, hiding in plain sight. And worse, imagine if it wanted to harm us. That's a chilling thought. It's like something out of a nightmare or a science fiction horror flick. This creature could be straight out of the Upside Down from Stranger Things. What if there is an Upside Down in our universe too, and this creature escaped from there? Looks like I spoke too soon. This next clip takes bizarre and terrifying to a whole new level.
¿Se escucha? Es un bebé. ¿Hay alguien?
Our guy is drawn to an abandoned house by the unmistakable cries of a baby. My first thought, someone left a baby there, and he's about to play hero.
Nos íbamos a ir y se escuchó un bebé.
But as he gets closer, the cries suddenly stop. The house is sealed from the outside, like someone wants to keep people out. He peeks inside with his camera. Nothing. Creepy, right? He says something and baby cries start again. He calls out loudly to be heard, and then the baby's cries change for the worse. It's like the cries morph into the shouts of a 7 or 8-year-old kid. And it's a sudden and scary change. That's when our man decides he's had enough and backs away, his bravery turning to sheer terror. The clip ends abruptly, leaving us all in the dark, quite literally. That scream, it's enough to give anyone nightmares. I can maybe convince myself someone left a baby there, but how do you explain that change in tone and intensity? It's like the house itself is playing tricks. I'm so freaked out, I don't even want to speculate further. If anyone has an idea of what this could be, drop a comment. As for me, I'm steering clear of abandoned buildings from now on. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. This chilling footage captures a terrifying encounter of the extraterrestrial kind. Imagine cruising down a desolate woodland path, your headlights piercing the darkness. Suddenly, a creature darts across the road, leaving you frozen in fear. Did you see that? A grotesque hybrid of dog, dinosaur, and zombie? An alien canine with gaping holes in its body, moving with a disturbingly mechanical gait. Its massive tail adds to the otherworldly horror of the scene. Is this the result of a sinister alien experiment? Or a creature native to another planet? Its movements are unnerving, as if it's struggling to maintain an unnatural form. The pulsating holes in its body only amplify the terror. This encounter is a chilling reminder that we may not be alone in the universe. If such creatures exist, what other horrors might be lurking in the shadows? The next time you find yourself driving through the woods at night, remember this terrifying footage and keep your eyes peeled. You never know what might emerge from the darkness. Prepare to witness a scene that's both hauntingly beautiful and deeply unsettling. The tranquil surface of the ocean is suddenly disrupted, not by a breaching whale, but by something far more mysterious. Observe the water spray as it shoots upwards. But wait, it doesn't fall back down. Instead, it hangs suspended, morphing into an ethereal, smoky form. This isn't simply mist, it's something far stranger. Something that sends a shiver down the spine. The smoky figure hovers, shifting slightly, almost as if it's alive. Then, inexplicably, whatever created it moves and repeats this spectral performance. The clip ends just before the creation of another smoky apparition, leaving us suspended in a chilling moment of wonder and unease. This isn't your average waterspout or marine mirage. It's a captivating mystery, straight from the ocean depths. When I think of oceanic enigmas, I imagine bizarre creatures from another world. But this, it defies categorization. Alright, science fiction fans, do you remember the spaceship from the 1996 movie Independence Day? The one that obliterated entire cities in seconds? If not, don't worry, because we're about to show you something eerily similar. Look at that. Just look at the sheer size of this thing. It stretches for what seems like hundreds of meters, and we've got multiple angles to prove it. But hold on, let's not get too carried away. This looks too good to be true. How could something this massive go unnoticed? If this were real, we'd be seeing mass hysteria, non-stop news coverage, and thousands of videos from different angles. There's no way a spaceship that big could appear in broad daylight and only be captured by 2 people. This has got to be the work of a very talented animator. Still, it's exciting to think about spaceships and aliens. I'm a believer. If you've seen all the alien videos on our channel, you'd probably be convinced too. Check them out and let us know what you think. Get ready to be awestruck by the raw power and beauty of Mother Nature. This captivating footage, captured from a high vantage point, reveals a serene beach and a twinkling cityscape under the night sky. In the distance, a storm is brewing, unleashing a breathtaking display of lightning. Massive bolts illuminate the dark clouds, transforming the sky into a canvas of ethereal light. This awe-inspiring sight is a paradox. A display of nature's destructive power that is, at the same time, mesmerizingly beautiful. It's a humbling reminder of our own insignificance in the face of the natural world. The scene is so surreal, it almost looks computer-generated. Yet it's real. A testament to the fact that truth is often stranger and far more beautiful than fiction. This mesmerizing dance of lightning is just one of the countless wonders our world has to offer. Back to the bizarre. This fisherman has reeled in something that looks like it swam straight out of a science fiction flick. Check out this mutant fish with 2 mouths and a truly freaky tail.
Вот на пузе. И вот такое вот чудо. Хребет. Ну-ка покажи его сбоку. Вот так вот.
This creature is a real head scratcher. It's like a bizarre mashup of several animals. Part dolphin, part fish, with a hint of tadpole. And yes, those are 2 mouths. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The ocean is Earth's final frontier, a vast expanse we barely understand. What kind of evolutionary forces could have concocted this creature? It's mind-blowing. Calling all science buffs and marine biologists, drop your knowledge in the comments. What could cause such a strange mutation? What do you think this mutant fish's story is? Get ready for a celestial spectacle that'll leave you breathless. We've all marveled at rainbows, but have you ever witnessed a rainbow rupture? Look at this mesmerizing display of vibrant colors, concentrated into such a small space. It's not even in the clouds, so it's hard to say this is just light interacting with water particles. This isn't your typical rainbow arcing across the sky. It's something far more enigmatic, concentrated and otherworldly. It seems to defy conventional explanations, as if a portal to another dimension has opened up, spilling forth a kaleidoscope of light. I'm sure there's a perfect scientific explanation for this phenomenon. But for now, let's just marvel at this beautiful modern art created by nature. This rainbow rupture is a vivid reminder of the magic that surrounds us every day. So next time you're outside, keep your eyes peeled. You never know what breathtaking sights you might stumble upon. Brace yourselves for a creature that looks like it swam straight out of a horror movie. Meet the Pacific football fish, recently found at Crystal Cove State Park. This dark black nightmarish fish is a sight to behold. Just look at those sharp teeth and that terrifying face, almost resembling the aliens from the Aliens movie series. One bite from this beast, and it could nearly rip your hand off. I hope I never come face to face with this fish in the water. It's fascinating, isn't it? How the same ocean can house both friendly dolphins and the terrifying Pacific football fish. Why did evolution choose such radically different paths for these creatures? Nature truly has a mind of its own, and it's full of mysteries. Someday, I hope we can understand it all. Maybe there's a theory of everything out there that will unlock these answers for us. Until then, we can only marvel at the strange and wonderful creatures that inhabit our planet. It's the 4th of July and fireworks are exploding throughout USA suburbs. The cacophony of sound has woken something off the beaten path. A woman hears low growling coming from somewhere in the nearby foliage. She ventures to explore, and this is what she finds.
Oh, stay bright. What the fuck is that? What is that? Oh, it's moving. No, fuck that. No, fuck that. I don't know what the fuck I just...
In the replay, this creature is clearly seen crouching at the base of a tree. Is it a Sasquatch or someone playing a prank? Have the raucous sounds of revelry driven it closer to the suburbs in fear or curiosity, or is it using this opportunity to hunt? Watch the replay and let us know what you think in the comments. Picture this. It's nighttime. You are all alone on a deserted trail surrounded by nature, and then you hear what can only be described as a shriek from somewhere in the woods beyond you. You might want your headphones for this.
Oh my god, no.
Is it the scream of a woman? Or is it just a cat getting ready to fight? You be the judge. An unsuspecting couple survey their home security camera footage after discovering a disturbance on their property. What it reveals is this creature lurking in the foliage. Tentatively, it peers out in the direction of the camera. Is it a cryptid? Or perhaps a little gray man? The creature moves tentatively, alert to the environment. In some parts of the footage, it is almost possible to decipher its body, which could very well be in keeping with the size and shape of a small to medium dog. Take a look. Is this something sinister or the neighbor's pet? Drop us your thoughts in the comments. When you consider that approximately 80% of the world's ocean is unmapped and unseen, it's a pretty terrifying and mystifying place to explore. These divers are having what seems like a fairly placid marine visit, but keep watching to see what crops up in the murky water. The internet provides us with some perplexing footage. When confronted with a nightmarish creature of this magnitude and its deadly razor-sharp teeth, instead of swimming away, these divers actually go over to pet the beast. On closer inspection, it doesn't appear to be living. Instead, there's a metal frame that it seems to be mounted on. Is this a movie prop for Jaws? If it isn't, the real mystery is how it found its way to the bottom of the ocean. Is there anything creepier than falling victim to a stalker, especially when the creature stalking you is Bigfoot? Caught on camera, two shining eyes appear from a forest canopy. The vast head suggests that this is something you don't want to mess with. The two face off for the duration of the video. Probably a wise move on the cameraman's behalf, not to get any closer. There's an ongoing joke about Bigfoot sightings always captured on shaky, low-res cameras. But the overwhelming number of these sightings does suggest that there is something out there that we have yet to explain. Here, what resembles the half-ape, half-Neanderthal creature moves through a forest, its genus a sure giveaway when you witness its height. There is no greater feeling of terror than being alone at home and having unexplained things happen. Most we can rationalize. It's the wind, or it's an old house, when we hear something strange. But what do you do when it's as obvious and disturbing as what this guy encounters?
And look at this door. You cannot make... Look at this. Bro. Nobody is home. My family is in Cancun, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Bro. What?
If you ask me, he should have gone to Cancun with his family.
Bentley? Bro. Are you me right now? Are you kidding me right now? What the Bro.
Not sure if this is the work of a poltergeist, but I am sure it would be an annoying one to deal with. Imagine the water cost for all their jokes.
Holy... Why is this door open? What the is going on?
I'm not sure if this video is real or not, but if it is, I would for sure not be hanging around that place for too long. Hospitals can be terrifying places for a number of reasons, but this one takes the cake. Watch closely the area to the left of the wheelchair. A shadowy figure appears, and then scurries away in a matter of seconds. You might have been mistaken, thinking it was a shadow, but watch again. Whatever the mischievous vision is, it moves beyond the wall to settle for a few seconds behind the chair before running off again. Let's face it, most horrors are made even creepier with the presence of a little kid, especially a girl child. Now couple that with an imaginary friend who is actually a paranormal imposter, and you have all the makings of a horror fest. This is exactly what happens here. Skeptics might argue that there is a human just beyond the reach of the camera. But look at when she reaches to offer it the plastic container. Whatever is there is in the frame. We just can't see it. She seems agitated by the encounter as she talks to it, and it appears to attempt to take the canister. It isn't long before she turns on her heels and is out of there. It isn't every day one gets to combine their love for cats and the paranormal, but this video provides both. Watch as a family's pet feline is given some special attention by an invisible entity captured on their security camera. The feline remains surprisingly calm, as if this isn't its first encounter with the ghost. Watch as it casually saunters off after the experience. Cats often get a bad rap, especially black ones. In Tales from the Occult, black cats are familiars and shapeshifters, witches' spies, and in some instances protectors from the supernatural. Watch as a street camera captures this bizarre incident. Deliberate arson, black magic, or just a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You be the judge. Perhaps strange noises late at night prompted the owners of this storage room to place a camera inside to capture the cause. Perhaps someone is staging an elaborate hoax to convince us that this place is haunted. Watch as locker doors swing open and shut, as something rattles behind closed doors and a wheelchair goes for a spin on its own. A jogger pauses when he encounters something odd on the trail a few meters ahead of him. Zooming in, a black-horned creature is visible hunched over on the side of the road. At first, it is indecipherable based on its position, but on closer inspection, it seems to be sitting with its legs crossed facing the forest. As the jogger attempts to get a better look, the creature spots him and begins to rise. One could speculate that it is more than likely human height. What is this strange entity? A young Baphomet? A teenage prank? If you know, drop us a line in the comments. A shaky low-res camera captures something moving in the forest from a distance. As it settles, a statuesque, dark figure is barely visible in the surrounding forest. Is this the notoriously camera-shy Bigfoot? Amazing camera footage captures this black sphere moving through the sky. It then shoots off, disappearing from view, closely followed by two UFOs that resemble something closer to aircraft. The orb is the most intriguing of these sightings and is not dissimilar to the UFO in the footage released by the US Pentagon that was seen in Iraq. Other footage recorded the same object, which has been described as a self-illuminated sphere approximately 6 foot in diameter, which was spotted swarming a Navy warship. The Omaha captured on thermal imaging at night this little ball of light flying around. The Omaha sphere is considered to be a true unknown with intelligence, unable to resolve where it came from and where it disappeared to, only that it appeared to vanish into the ocean. Still now, the mystery persists as scientists and UFO experts continue to review footage of these anomalies in the hopes of finding a logical explanation. What are your thoughts? Drop us a line in comments. Imagine you and your family are enjoying a harmless evening drive and get chased by a Yeti.
Где он?
Well, this Russian family had such an encounter as an unknown creature chased them in their car, and they believe it was the legendary Yeti. As they drove past, one of them notices a black humanoid figure emerging from the tall grass, which makes me wonder if it truly was Yeti, as I thought Yetis have white hair. They couldn't quite distinguish what the figure looked like, so they reversed to get a better shot. When the figure realized it was being watched, it turned around and started chasing them. It appears to have enormous, protruding hands nods and moves in a zombie-like manner, giving the impression that it might have been a Yeti. They drive away fast, and the creature retreats back to where it was. Could this really have been the infamous Yeti that resides in the depths of the Himalayan mountains? Could it have decided to take a trip to Russia? We have all heard stories about ghosts and how they can be menacing and scare people to the bones. And Leonardo's story is no different. Leonardo has suspected that his house has always been haunted, and his suspicions were confirmed after he installed a fixed camera in his mother's haunted house. The camera caught movements of the oven as it opened and shut, and some of the cooking utensils were even thrown by an invisible force. If you look closely, you will see a shadowy figure moving across the room. He thought he could face it, as it manifested itself in the room he was in, but it proved to be difficult, even though he was steeling himself to remain brave. Leonardo thinks that the entity haunting the house got stronger and stronger over time. But that wasn't all. In the following recording, a pale face seemed to appear from the lower part behind the wall, and without a doubt, I believe we are seeing the spirit of a female. These events are extremely spooky, and the case is still ongoing. Leonardo doesn't know what to make of this haunting. All he can do is to only document everything. Evidence doesn't seem to dry up anytime soon. Something terrifying caught the eyes of this man, and they decided to record it. Underwater, close to the foot of a dock, was an unusual fish having a hair-raising appearance. Its eyes appeared to have been sunken into its head, leaving only 2 white dots as evidence of their presence. It seems as if a skeleton could be staring right at you, if not for its teeth, which protrude forward outward, giving the impression that it would not hesitate to bite your finger if you were to stick it in the water. It seems to mind its own business as it harmlessly floats about and swims away. What fish is that exactly? In the dead of night, in the woods, not far from a man's house, a chilling observation was made, and the owner decided that he needed proof of whatever was out there. We can see in between the trees lie 2 eerie dots staring right at the man's house. As he zooms in, we get a clearer view of the dots, and it is distinct to be a set of eyes. The man tries to identify what the mysterious creature staring at him is by calmly calling out.
Hello?
His voice is shaken and frightened by the occurrences. Could it be a more sinister stalking creature or a reflection of shining objects? Deep in a forest, a man captures evidence of what would seem to be a juvenile Bigfoot. The man seems to be following the creature with his eyes, but quickly turns the camera and zooms into a specific area where it is seen running swiftly across, going deeper into the woods. The small being appears to be bipedal and is covered with a thick brown coat of fur. What was it running from? Did it know it was being filmed and tried quickly to hide somewhere? As it vanishes, viewers are left wondering what this creature could be. This family was out camping in the woods when they encounter something that seems to be watching them. Their phone camera records a really tall creature passing in between the tree line. Although it is foggy, the camera is able to reveal a clear footage of it. It seems to be walking on 2s and is completely covered with black fur. I cannot distinguish what it is, but from the minimal description I have gathered, this seems to be some sort of Sasquatch. For all we know, this creature resembles a Bigfoot, and its intentions are truly unknown. A man stranded in the wilderness of Russia is met with a chilling experience. His truck broke down, and he decided to search the snowy land for help. He searched for a long period, but he finds no help. As his stay in the wilderness grows longer, he begins to suspect that he is not alone. He starts to record and captures a creature that has been on his track for a while and could be watching him. The eerie creature appears to walk on 4 limbs, its eyes glittering in the darkness, and tries to narrow the distance between it and the stranded man. It has a humanoid head and moves in an inquiring manner, as though curious to know more about the man stranded in its native land. What could this creature be? Could it be a man in a costume trying to play a harmless prank on the unsuspecting visitor? Or could it actually be a cryptid creature? A certain man was in a forest alone, for God knows what reason. He catches a really bizarre creature between the trees in the middle of the night. As the man was walking, he filmed his path to document what happened to him, and what he saw would leave him puzzled as to what lurks in the woods at night. The camera catches the figure which is standing close to a tree. It stands tall on 2 feet, almost human. As soon as it realizes it was spotted, it moves behind the tree, fleeing into the woods. The man tried to follow its path, but to no avail, as it disappeared as though it were never there in the first place. What could this mysterious creature be? It certainly sends chills down the spine, as it seems to dwell in the woods in the middle of the night. What was it doing stalking the man in the forest? Or could it have been planning to do something sinister and simply lost interest when it discovered it was spotted? A wildlife enthusiast in Vancouver, in British Columbia, decided to set up a trail camera to investigate a deer carcass to see if it would attract any animals at nighttime, just yards from her house, only to find this terrifying picture. The wildlife cam reveals 2 scantily clad women squatting beside the carcass. Their faces are covered with long black hair. What's really horrifying is one of the women seems to be reaching for the carcass with long webbed fingers. These pictures have caused a wave of speculation, and even some have suggested that it could be witches, or even worse, walking demons. Were they feasting on the carcass? The picture becomes more sinister when we spot a man's boot next to one of the women. Although the man's upper body can't be seen, it is weird that he is there. What could be his association with the 2 uncanny women? Could it be that the women were being forced to do this by that man? Or could the man be one of them, and also wouldn't mind taking a bite? When I saw the boots of the man, surrounded by these crazy women, I could only think of the ritualistic cult of Charles Manson. Is this something similar in our days? A TikToker who posts videos of strange events happening around her home was startled at the sound she heard while putting her chicks away in the pen.
What the fuck?
The sound coming from the forest was like an animal's cry for help. And so she shined her torchlight into the woods while recording. She captures a white figure next to a tree. At first glance, it wasn't there, but when she circled back to look in the same direction, her camera was able to capture a thin white figure at the left side of a tree. The strangest thing was that the figure disappeared after being out of the camera's recording range. Could it be that the mysterious white figure was making those eerie sounds in the forest? Or could it have scared an animal in the woods and caused it to make the bizarre sound? On a clear day, a man happens to capture what looks like Bigfoot casually walking out through a small clearing of a forest and back into the woods. The creature's features may prove it to be Bigfoot, as it walks on 2s and appears much more prominent than the average human height. Its arms extend downwards below the waistline and seem to have a thick coat of brown fur. The video quality isn't as clear and makes it hard to make out what the face looks like, but its tall, towering stature, long ape-like arms, and the appearance of thick fur could be an indication of the existence of the cryptid Bigfoot. A woman enjoying the comfort of her home on a sofa happens to see something strange at the window right next to her door that sends chills down her spine. A dark figure appears at the window, also captures the attention of two of her dogs, who stare at the door, putting the lady's nerves on edge. She starts to record it, and the dark figure disappears after some time. The dogs disperse, notifying the lady that the supposed danger that appeared on her door may be gone, but it leaves the lady puzzled as to what this figure could be and its intentions. For all we know, it could be a shadow of a harmless animal walking around and happening to wind up at her front door, or maybe something sinister could be lurking around stalking on the house residents. Two kids were recording their adventure while in the woods when they heard screams coming from deeper within. The screams started as a faint cry for help, but as they walked deeper into the forest, they grew louder, as though someone was desperately trying to escape an ordeal. At first, they think it is some children trying to summon demons by shouting. To them, it appears to be some kind of a joke, but the louder the screams got, the scarier they became. Eventually, they near where their screams were. They panic, and they decide to retreat from the forest into a nearby grassland. Even after distancing from the scene, they could still hear the desperate cries for help from the forest. The kids might have presumed it to be a joke, but maybe something serious could be happening, and a victim needed help. I think it would be best if the kids could have dialed and reported to the authorities. This wildlife enthusiast was taking a nature walk in the middle of the forest when he caught it all with his camera. There, when he zooms his camera, the creature comes into view. It is in a hunched position, making it hard to recognize its face. It has a towering height and covered with thick brown fur. It notices it is being watched and tries to hide between the branches. As the video continues, the creature struts away, leaving the witness speculated. Maybe this could be an ordinary orangutan that could be easily mistaken with the legendary Bigfoot. In this clip, a young couple are visited by an unexpected visitor who constantly was knocking the door and trying to forcefully enter. Their dog barks, putting them on high alert that this could be a potential threat. They are scared to the bones, but the man decides to make a bold move. He turns on the lights on the stairs and starts to walk down towards the door to check out what could be making these ominous noises at their door. As he nears the door, the knocking noises suddenly stop. He tries to inquire who it is,
Hello?
but there is no answer. Suddenly, without warning, it appears as if the mysterious being manages to enter and video ends while the man flees from the imminent danger. Could this be a malevolent spirit known to cause disturbances in households? Or somebody dangerous could be terrorizing them? Imagine being all alone in a forest in the middle of the night, and you suddenly get the gut feeling you are being watched. Well, this curious man was not new to this when he encountered something really strange in the woods. Upon spotting something with his flashlight, he decides to record it. When he zooms on the figure, there, it reveals itself. A gray ghost entity appears right next to a tree, just right beside the path. The person in this clip might have a story to tell as horror unravels in front of their eyes. The ghost-like entity appears to be slowly rising up, exposing more of its pale structure. It has elongated arms that stretch below its supposed waistline. Its face isn't clearly seen, but it has taken a humanoid form. I think this is some type of cryptid, or worse, it could be the infamous skinwalker. What would you do when faced with such a figure that looks to be straight out of a horror film? A man walking in the forest stumbles upon a strange sight that is worth a shot. He captures a tall, huge figure standing at the top of the sloped forest. At first, we only see the figure's tall, towering stature, but when it faces the camera direction, we are able to make out some of the figure's features. It appears to walk like a human, but it has an abnormal height. It has a relatively small head in relation to the body and tall, lanky, long arms. We are not able to make out whether the figure had fur on its body. One might say it is a human with a large costume, trying to cause a speculation, but this figure is truly a remarkable one, and it could be a rare sighting of the Bigfoot. In the dead of night, a man and his daughter caught something watching them in the grasslands. As they shine their light into the dark, they happen to see two shiny objects that look like shining orbs. As soon as they move around, we can easily see that is a creature of some sort, and the glowing eyes could be actually stalking on them. The man notifies the creature that they know it is there.
I see you.
But it responds by drifting away. Perhaps it could be an animal who happened to pass by. And its attention was caught by the people in the grasslands, or something else that we don't know of and likes to walk around in the middle of the night stalking people. In this clip, a bulldog shows great courage when it comes face to face with a mountain lion. The clip begins as the dog appears to be scratching something off a tree. The dog catches the scent of something unusual and lifts its nose to figure out what it is. In the far back of the camera, two eyes of a mountain lion are seen keeping a close eye on the dog, as if waiting for the perfect moment to pounce on its prey. It moves away from the camera, and the lion starts to closely follow back. As the lion moves in to attack, the dog takes notice and counters, scaring the lion and chasing it away. This ghoulish animal in the video was caught off the Malaysian coast by fisherman Anwar Pak Tam, and though it looks like an eel, it's something else entirely. It is elongated, having a wide mouth with sharp teeth at the front and dorsal fins coming out of its sides. What's weird is that the creature seems to have no eyes. Some people speculated the creature to be a sea monster, but in fact it is a type of eel called the eel goby. Eel gobies are a subfamily of elongated mud. They have greatly reduced eyes and large mouths. However, the one in the clip appears to be very large for an eel goby, as most of them are smaller in size, and can sometimes be found in groups. They can be pink, red, or purple in color. They are carnivorous, as some are seen being fed the claw of a crab. As scary as it looks, they are common in muddy coastal areas. In a small grassland within the forest, a man happens to record a bizarre creature lurking around. It can be seen casually walking, going deeper into the woods. The creature is covered with black fur, and its height resembles that of a human. It walks bipedally, taking long steps. See how its arms are elongated, surpassing the normal range. I am not sure if it could be a man in a suit, but the figure totally resembles a Bigfoot. This is one of the best footage we have about Bigfoot. The footage perfectly reveals the creature. It stands out amongst the trees and has thick brown fur covering its entire body. The size of this creature is terrifying, as one doesn't usually see creatures like this on a normal day. It appears to have taken notice of the man recording him and looks towards his direction. It begins to move away, and we can see its head resembling that of an ape. When the man zoomed in, we can see that the creature is bipedal and didn't go down on fours, confirming that it wasn't an ape, This is perfect evidence of the entailed Bigfoot. Although by watching this video once again, it is kind of creepy since one doesn't know the intentions of this creature. In this video, a man decided to film a skunk ape while in Lettuce Lake Conservation Park. In between the trees was a figure moving slowly, heading toward the person's right side. The video isn't clear as the creature appears to walk on both four limbs, but as the footage continues, the creature is seen standing and walking on two legs. It casually crosses the swamp, and you can hear the water splashing. It appears to be taller than the man and covered with fur. It could be the famed skunk ape, the Florida Bigfoot, known to be the cousin of the Bigfoot. The skunk ape is often reported to be smaller in stature compared to traditional descriptions of Bigfoot. It is named for its foul odor, often described as being similar to a skunk. During the day, in what appears to be a slope covered with thickets and bushes, a man records what he encountered from behind one of the bushes. As the video begins, we are not able to make out what the man intended for us to see, but he moves the camera to the right and zooms in, and we are able to see a small figure standing out behind a bush. It has an abnormal small head, small neck, and small arms. Although we can't see its torso, the creature is something out of this world, maybe an alien. It was looking around as though searching for something. As it looked around, we were able to see its huge black eyes. The man could have come across an alien that has found its way to Earth, or this footage could be actually edited to create confusion. I don't know where this footage comes from, but I have to say, it is the clearest footage of Bigfoot I have seen in a long time. The person filming seems to have caught a glimpse of the well-known Sasquatch taking a stroll through the forest. The characteristics are as we would expect. A tall, sturdy humanoid full of hair, while being able to walk normally on two legs. But I need to be skeptical as well, as I think the arms are too short compared to other more reliable descriptions I have heard of this beast. It is known that Bigfoot would have way longer arms than a normal human. So could this footage be just someone dressed in a very well-made costume? What do you think? Whatever the origin of this video, it makes for one hell of a good story. The unsuspecting hero takes us on a point-of-view journey as he rides through the woods at dusk. Within moments he says that there are more bones than last time scattered along the trail. We catch a glimpse of some of the bones for a fleeting moment, supposedly from predators in these woods, but it seems he is familiar with this, sounding like he's been there before.
Oh god, there's even more bones than last time.
It's getting dark, so I am sure all this guy wants is to get home. He comes to a fork in the trail, and as if on cue, the almost continuous soundtrack of birds, insects, wind, and the natural world just stop. Silence. Something catches the corner of his eye. A little way up the right-hand side path. Two glowing eyes, pale corpse-like skin, withered and terrifying. He is immediately terrified and tries his best to start the bite so he can get out. This guy has set up a camera in his bedroom because he always wakes up with an unsettling feeling that someone is watching him. In the morning when he watches the recording, he sees this. A small figure can be seen bending over the bed. At first I thought that might have been his kid, but they claim he has no kid and is alone at home. So what exactly was that? An alien, a cryptid, or just a glitch of the camera? Known at the Patterson Gimlin film, this short motion picture captured in 1967, claims to be actual footage of Bigfoot. Shot in North Carolina, the film has seen many attempts to both authenticate or debunk it. Patterson became obsessed with the abominable snowman after reading an article in True magazine in 1959. Years later, Patterson would invest thousands of dollars in combing Sasquatch territory, much to the ridicule of skeptics around him. Armed with a deep desire to be the first to provide scientific evidence that the creature really existed. Eventually, he did, but many are skeptical about the authenticity of the footage, which is in part related to differing accounts from both Patterson and his guide Gimlin on what exactly went down on the day they saw Bigfoot. However, Patterson maintained the footage was real up until his death. This version is the stabilized version, giving us a clearer view, and we can say that the Sasquatch in Patterson's film has all the traits we've come to know of the creature: the almost cone-shaped head, the dark fur, and the statuesque height. The creature slows its pace and looks at the camera before moving off into the woods. Nowadays, with advances in technology and the ability to record high-quality videos on cell phone cameras, hardly any of the recent footage available provides as clear a shot of Bigfoot as this one does. Is that because it's a hoax? Or has the creature just become more reclusive and camera shy? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. For some reason, this couple has installed a camera in their bedroom, and we can immediately see something strange. The door opening on its own, but also something scurrying across the floor. The guy's hands start to lift as if manipulated by some force. I am not sure if this is all fake, but if it's not, I can't imagine how someone would not feel this and awake. Is this the work of a playful spirit or just a man stretching in his sleep? You be the judge. The poster of the video claims that a woman bringing in groceries was disturbed by her daughter pointing out a creepy figure in the distance. The dog, catching sight of the human-shaped silhouette, begins to growl before running off to get a closer look. But then he stops in his tracks, unwilling to venture further. Whatever it is, it doesn't move. It just stands there watching like a psychopath. Is it human? Something else? A trick of light and the position of a branch? Either way, at no point does she make any attempt to get her dog or herself inside to safety. A street camera captures this compelling footage of a ghostly figure jaywalking. The black shadow is clearly seen crossing the street in a parking lot despite an oncoming car. The vehicle collides with the entity, who disappears from view. The concerned driver immediately stops the car to see where whatever he hit went. There is nothing there. Whatever it was simply vanishes from sight. There isn't too much information provided with the original video, or where it took place, which might be one way of piecing together the story behind what happened here. This person is stumbling through the forest at night. It is unclear why this would ever be a good idea. As soon as the night turns pitch black, they spot something terrifying. A creepy, pale, and corpse-like humanoid appears to be hunched over something. It lets out a weird cry, kind of like a baby, if a baby were a grown man. Or a goat with sore throat. I'm intrigued that the camera person didn't turn to run at this point. In numerous videos, this particular type of cryptid is often captured still or moving very slowly. Is it something to fear, or is it afraid of us? And how did the cameraman get out of this situation? A playful entity resembling a figure of light shimmies down a street lamp, dances the running man, and then seems to hopscotch its way to the right of the screen. Folklore often speaks of a will-o'-the-wisp, which appears as an atmospheric ghost light often seen by travelers at night and usually located near bogs and marshes. Not, as in this instance, at the local parking lot. Known by a variety of names, The hinky-punks being another one of them. It is said to mislead travelers by resembling a flickering lamp or lantern. In urban legends, folklore, and superstition, they are typically believed to be ghosts, fairies, or elemental spirits. In literature, a will-o'-the-wisp metaphorically refers to a hope or a goal that leads one on but is impossible to reach, or it is something one finds strange or sinister. Modern science ascribes the phenomenon to bioluminescence caused by oxidation of organic decay. Either way, it is quite magical. A curious visitor peeps in at the window. I've watched this video a few times, and with each shift in focus, another probability emerges. Is it a little gray man on his first abduction mission, or is it a black cat? The enhanced replay with more light seems to reveal a hairy humanoid creature covered in fur or leaves, with two glowing eyes that remains all but camouflaged in the dark. Let us know what you see. Wrong answers only. Let us set the scene. A group of friends venture off on a camping expedition. Setting up camp in the middle of nowhere, the site is surrounded by a large forest and is extremely isolated. What started off as a fun night away turns into something way more sinister when a series of blood-curdling screams begin to pierce the still night air.
We're like or something. That was a female screaming, Phil. Please, please, please. No.
The screams are chilling to hear. It is as if someone is in great pain or is being attacked. The men venture out with their flashlights to investigate the source of the commotion, but there is nothing there or visible to them to explain the origin of the sound. You'll want your headphones for this. As the men investigate further, it is evident they have set up targets for practice, one of which is missing. The nightmarish screams continue, and it is unclear where they are emanating from.
On the ground.
They notice that one of the bottles that was hung for target practice is now lying on the floor and has been replaced by something else hanging from a rope. It is a crudely made corn husk doll. Usually, the dolls were simply childhood playthings, but in this context, hanging from a rope, it seems way more disturbing. A symbol of the harvest, the corn husk doll is also used to ward off evil. Is it possible that it is related to the screaming coming from the forest? Whatever is out there sounds as if it is enduring an unimaginable horror. Even though the men are armed with rifles, they don't stick around to find out what that horror is.
Oh, no.
If you've ever been in a house that is creepy after dark, and you are alone, you will understand what this young woman is going through. After a move to Ohio, she begins experiencing what can only be described as a kind of haunting or visitation by an unknown and deeply disturbing entity.
Puzzle I'm working on. Maybe when I'm done with it, I can send you this. Mom, I gotta go.
There are a few interesting things about what we've just watched. There is a general sense of unease emanating from the young woman before we even hear the loud thump. She keeps glancing in the direction of somewhere off camera, and she almost swallows her word when showing off her puzzle. She seems nervous right off the bat, and is trying hard to keep upbeat for her mother. The next video provides clear evidence that while she might think she's alone in the house, she's not.
There's the oven. It's kind of whack, but I put the nice towel that you sent me. Thank you.
As we just saw, she resumes the conversation, trying to keep a facade that everything is okay. She has moved to another room, perhaps somewhere she feels safer. The old oven seems to suggest that the house is slightly older, which adds to the creepiness of what follows. The story escalated quickly, as does the young woman's composure. She is no longer trying to put on a brave face. She is distraught as the house is bathed in darkness. Terrified, she lets on that it's back. which suggests that this is not the first time something like this has happened.
I think it's back.
The terrifying climax appears at the end, with a shadowy figure only made visible by two glowing eyes. The story ends with the return of a thumping sound, which we now know is whatever that entity is, knocking on the front door. She pleads with it to no avail as it continues to stand and stare at her like a psychopath. Whether truth or fiction, it makes for a frightening scenario. Two men returning to what appears to be a deserted and isolated house at night. It is unclear if the home is theirs, possibly abandoned due to what follows, or merely a site of strange activity. Either way, their behavior is odd. Pulling up, one of them focuses his flashlight at the windows. Pay close attention, or you just might miss it.
Holy f***. What? Go.
Most towns have one. Creepy, deserted old house that has given way to neglect. Perhaps the owners grew old and died. Perhaps something terrible happened there. This is one of those houses. Note the tall grass out front. The air of abandonment. And then, so quick, you almost miss it. The figure of a small boy standing in the doorway. Why is he there? What nightmare unfolded behind those walls? Why is he trapped, unable to leave? The men seem to know that the house has a reputation. They do not get out of the car. Even when it is clear the figure is the height of a child, they do not stop to investigate. Instead, they speed off into the night, leaving us to wonder what really happened there. Watch again in the zoomed-in footage. Illinois. Zoomed in and surprisingly clear footage captures something utterly terrifying amongst the trees. At first sight it is barely detectable, but then a figure emerges. A hulking bipedal creature stands almost as tall as the trees in the snow-covered landscape. Spotted, it begins to move. Is this a hoax or further compelling evidence to suggest that Bigfoot really exists? The scale of the creature positioned amongst the trees and the confident manner it moves in this snowy wilderness suggests that this is its home. The overall shape of the creature and the almost conical head add to the case for this being real. On being discovered, it vanishes into the trees. Chilling at home alone shouldn't be this stressful. Watch what happens in this unsuspecting encounter that really is too close for comfort.
I'm home alone, right? But
A ghostly reflection of what looks like a woman with long dark hair or something pulled over its head appears alongside the poster of the video. Shot in a seemingly continuous point of view, the image is quite terrifying, but her response to the moment is anything but. Perhaps I'd be more convinced if she wasn't so calm to her invisible flatmate. Her demeanor does little to suggest shock or horror. Does the poster just have nerves of steel? Or is it a hoax born of some editing? You be the judge. We see a lot of poor footage of Bigfoot online, which makes the videos we're showing in this episode something of an exception. This one, although zoomed in, seems to capture the creature in fairly close proximity. Pay attention to the movement of this Bigfoot. It has a somewhat different gait to others we've seen. Could this relaxed stride be due to the fact that the creature is unaware that it has been discovered? Or is that the most epic Halloween costume? On Trail Terror, we feature a number of clips of animals in their natural habitat, particularly deer and elk during rutting season. These animals display a diverse number of vocalizations that serve to not only attract mates, but warn others of danger. A Texas police officer stops at a rest stop, and records the following sound emanating from the woods beyond. Is initially noticeable is the sheer volume of the bellow. It feels almost otherworldly. Could this be the call of a really large stag or elk? Or as this police officer suggests, the cry of Bigfoot? This startling footage claims to capture the face of Bigfoot. The likeness to human features is incredibly disturbing, but the more you look at the sheer size of its head and the somewhat large gap between its round eyes, these features resemble something less human. Here, the creature seems relaxed and even curious as it glances in the direction of the camera. It knows it's being watched, but in turn it is watching. In other videos, Bigfoot hunters claim that these creatures often have one member who serves as a lookout to protect its family. We have showed earlier videos on this channel where similar close-ups of Bigfoot's face have been captured, but the picture quality has not been as clear. This face confirms the face captured in other sightings, supplying a compelling case for its existence.
Someone climbing up the wall. It's an iceman. It's a ghost. Jesus, what is that?
This somewhat poor quality footage captures a humanoid shape scaling the rock on a mountain without any kind of safety equipment or clothing for that matter. The creature shows remarkable pace and agility as it moves effortlessly further up the mountain face. Is this a nudist rock climber out getting his kicks, or is it something more sinister? The creepy, almost ghostly white skin suggests it should be avoided. Two ghostly figures are captured in this footage taken at Yosemite. The weird creatures resemble a type of cryptid, but instead of the elongated body, they have no real torso. Mainly legs and a featureless head, where no eyes, nose, ears, or mouth are apparent. Note the one-dimensional nature of their shape and profile. The stilted walk that shifts to an almost ghost-like floating movement. The figures lurch down the hill in a bizarre fashion, twirling in a creepy dance before disappearing from the frame. Apart from location, there is not much more to go on. If you know what these are, let us know in the comments. In general, malls are seldom the first choice for a paranormal fright night. Those are relegated to creepy old houses or deserted museums. However, The Last of Us changed that with its utterly enchanting and terrifying mall scenes. As did this video, a night duty security guard in a deserted mall after hours has a seriously disturbing shift. It begins with sound disturbances that provide no explanation for what has caused them.
It's creepy, man. You're so freaking creepy.
Followed by a creepy encounter with a paranormal entity in the food court. Watch, she captures the impossible on camera before getting the hell out of there.
These freaking chairs just moved. What the Okay. I'm done.
Clearly, no salary is worth this kind of harassment. A peaceful night at home. A woman prepares for bed when her dog spots something or someone lurking in the shadows, just beyond the living room.
Get ready to go to bed myself. What the f*** is that? What? Oh, God! Fuck!
If their reaction and hers are anything to go by, this isn't a hoax. Watch closely as the apparition appears for mere seconds before vanishing again. We're bringing you some really clear and compelling Bigfoot sightings in this episode of Trail Terror. Watch as this unsuspecting person spots the bipedal creature with its characteristic reddish fur in close proximity. There is the briefest moment where the two face, the beast alerted to the camera person by their panicked shouting. Fortunately, the shy Bigfoot disappears into the forest, avoiding confrontation. A family enjoying a snowy winter walk spot a creature in the distance, Scrambling for a phone they capture through zoomed-in footage, what appears to be our elusive, abominable snowman. The creature appears to be basking on a rocky outcrop. In this position, it looks somewhat similar to a grizzly bear. That is, until it stands up. Bigfoot or Big Knot. Let us know what you think in the comments. A trail cam captures a calm and idyllic evening scene. A deer foraging for greens appears close in shot. But that isn't all, folks. A few feet away from it is something altogether creepier taking place. What appears to be a totem is seen moving from the right side of the screen to the left. In 2 jumps, as if engineered by stop motion, it disappears as quickly as it is spotted into the forest. The perplexed deer peers out anxiously into the darkness. This video is honestly so bizarre, and unlike anything else, I cannot present any clear explanation for why this has happened. Could it be some kind of strange ritual? Or did someone steal or move the totem under the veil of night for no clear reason? Let us know what you think is going on here in the comments. This poor mother bird's eggs fall prey to a sneaky Tasmanian devil who within moments has raided the nest and made off with the precious loot. The shrewd predators, who are roughly the size of a dog with males weighing in at 18 pounds, are strictly carnivorous and have been known to feast on roadkill and even dig up decaying flesh. Known as scavengers, they will eat almost anything, including bones and fur. A blue luminous sphere-like entity is captured in this unsteady, low-res footage. It appears to be glowing independently on the sand and is not being reflected off anything. It is not at once clear whether the sighting is on a beach or a desert. Is this paranormal or extraterrestrial? Hit us up with more info. Somewhere in New Mexico, a woman spots someone moving in the darkness just beyond her window. Reaching for her camera, she captures this man taking a moonlit walk. Strange thing is, he disappears from the frame. At first, he is visible and clear as day, but then he disappears into the fabric of the night. Is this a ghost or a glitch in the Matrix? Security camera footage captures something odd moving amongst the trees just beyond property's periphery. Watch as a shadowy figure is seen visibly darting between the trees. Although the video quality is somewhat poor and the entity appears for only a few seconds, the creature's pale visage and almost luminescent skin tone is not unlike other cryptids we've witnessed before. Is this what the footage has captured? There is something distinctly creepy and alien about the way it both looks and is moving. Whatever you are about to see is unbelievable. This is an incredible footage of a Bigfoot fighting a bear. I am not sure if this is real or just something edited or staged. And even if it is real, how did this person manage to record such a thing and get out safe? Can you see how the Bigfoot has sheer strength and is able to challenge the bear? At a certain point, one can see the Bigfoot's facial features, and its teeth can be seen. It has a set of really long claws, and a pair of distinct toe claws. As it turns, one can see its conical head, which is larger and more elongated, resembling to that of an ape. To me, this clip looks like it is from a movie. I think the Bigfoot is just a man in a very well-made costume, but if it is real, Bigfoot seems to really struggle against that bear. Imagine coming across a Bigfoot face to face. This is what it would look like.
Stop! Please! Please!
Yes, this is undoubtedly frightening. The creature is covered in a really thick and coarse hair. Its face is genuinely intimidating, having a wide and flat nose, resembling that of a human but more robust. It has dark, deep-set eyes and menacing teeth. Just imagine you would have this encounter in a forest. Just how terrifying it would be.
Please! Listen accident.
Well, as much I would like to say it is, this is in fact not a real Bigfoot. This clip was from a blockbuster movie made in the 90s. But I have to say the costume is perfectly made to look like a Bigfoot, and anyone dressed like that would for sure fool me. In a more daunting case, this explorer decided to venture into a cave, all while recording their journey through the narrow paths of the cave. But at some point, he got lost and encountered something strange. As he walks cautiously towards the inner cave, he spots something. As he gets closer, he sees it. A tall black figure with a pale white face. This is really frightening, and the man freaks out and retreats. He is not able to distinguish what the eerie figure is, but is surely a brute you would not want to interfere with. Was that some sort of animal, like a bear, who frequently reside in caves? It looked too tall and white for a bear, to be honest. So, I am not sure what this guy saw there. This brave trio was wandering out in the night for unknown reasons. As they continue walking, their flashlight reveals a horrifying glimpse. A tall, emaciated skeletal with grayish skin creature dashes swiftly from the darkness into the bushes. Notice how the bipedal subject moves at lightning speed, but not fast enough for the camera to not catch it. The three all become aware of what has passed, and they all stop. This creature looks like a naked human being with characterized elongated limbs. I think this could be the infamous rake. The rake is known for its eerie and unsettling behavior. It is said to be primarily active at night and has been reported to stalk and watch its victims, instilling fear and paranoia. This night vision camera spotted a really bizarre creature in the grasslands. A really blood-curdling creature emerges within the grass and comes into view. See how huge it is. It has a humanoid figure and seems to be bipedal. But it looks too strange to be a human. It has a bald head and white shaggy fur. It is evident that it has a lean muscular body like an ape. It becomes aware it is being watched and hides amidst the tall grass. It then discloses only its head, its eyes glimmering malevolently as if watching the camera. What do you think this creature is? Could it be the Russian Yeti or the famous Bigfoot? This guy was exploring abandoned houses, rumored to be haunted, armed with nothing but a flashlight when he comes across strange sounds in this one. He can be seen scanning around, and after a couple minutes of investigating, he is met with eerie sounds. Initially, he disregards them as the noises of raccoons, common inhabitants of desolate locations. However, as the minutes passed, the noises grew more ominous, and a sensation of unease crept up his spine. He attempts to figure out the origin of these unnatural sounds. Suddenly, he spots something with his flashlight. A frightening pale face can be seen, and this makes him to shout in terror. This uncanny sounds are unlike anything I have ever heard of. Deep in the woods of central Massachusetts, a man has been on the hunt for Bigfoot for decades when he encountered this and put it all in his camera. You can see something moving in between the tree line. The elusive giant can be seen roaming. It stands tall at an imposing height. Its appearance is striking, covered in thick black hair from head to toe. It has massive frame and broad shoulders. See how it has a very large and conical head. The image might not be that clear, but it surely exposes the mythical Bigfoot. This man was in his house when heard something in his basement. Upon reaching, he tries to call out if anyone is there.
Is anyone there?
When he scans the basement, suddenly this happens.
Whoa, Jesus!
The shower unit at the right moves all by itself. In that spine-chilling moment, the man's instincts kick in, and he turns bolting up the stairs. These paranormal occurrences have sparked widespread curiosity on what could be causing this. I think this could be the poltergeist, a ghost or other supernatural being supposedly responsible for physical disturbances, such as making loud noises and throwing objects about. This remarkable footage was captured in a forest by a trail camera. We had to zoom in quite a bit to analyze the explicit humanoid blur that develops as we explore deeper into the footage, seeking to identify the mysterious animal and unravel its actual nature. The creature appears in a tall, hunched frame. Notably, unlike most purported Bigfoot sightings caught on camera, this particular specimen appears comparatively really huge. A certain video has gone viral, filmed by several viewers, showing a fuzzy orangish light coming down from the sky to a lake. It seems to be a long, ghostly tube running in a descending manner. As it approaches the lake, it seems to disperse in an unusual pattern. These events have led to a lot of questions. What could be causing this? On an exciting day of adventure, a group of hikers found themselves amidst the beauty of the wilderness. As they explored the open fields, their camera unexpectedly caught something mysterious in the distance. Far in the open field, the camera catches some movement of a black and furry figure moving along the open landscape, walking towards the right. The figure is far hence. We cannot really distinguish the animal, although the video does not show anything more, and we get a very brief sight of the creature. The hikers cackle in awe and unease. What could it be? The figure was far away, leaving them to wonder about its true nature. Was it the legendary Sasquatch, the elusive and mythical creature also known as Bigfoot? Or could it be something more ordinary, like a person with an imposing frame, wandering about in solitude? This clip shows a certain person who had spotted a bizarre creature and decided to follow its trail. A hairy and black entity comes into view, sits on the ground, and seems to be munching on something. The animal notices it's being watched and abruptly throws a stone at the recorder. Luckily, the stone was not targeted him, but rather to shoo him off. I am worried this guy was dangerously close to the creature, not knowing its true intentions. I won't suggest that this is Bigfoot. A Bigfoot is usually really huge than the depicted creature. This guy was out filming a survival video for his TikTok when he sees something in the corner of his eye that seemed to be stalking on him. When he points the camera at a certain spot and zooms, something in between the trees, a black hunched figure that quickly hides as if it is avoiding being seen. This man decides not to go pursue it since the creatures are not bothering him and they are on the other side of the territory. The video does not show anything else and we only get a fleeting view of the creature, but it still poses the question of whether or not he may have captured a glimpse of the legendary Bigfoot or Sasquatch. In 2005, this English tourist recorded his trip to a remarkable forest in a disgracefully neglected state. As he roamed through the eerie woods, he stumbled upon an unsettling sight. This eerie footage shows what appears to be a ghostly apparition, pale and ethereal, seemingly suspended in midair beside a twisted tree branch. The figure lacked distinct features on its face, leaving the observer to wonder in terror about its true nature. The quality of the video can be largely to blame for this, so I have no idea what we're looking at. The creature is unlike any cryptid I have seen. What do you think it is? Is it some kind of a ghost or just a glitch in the camera? Captured on camera is undoubtedly a type of deer, but it has a mesmerizing feature that makes it truly unique. Its neck is gracefully elongated, stretching upward, and its antlers were unlike any typical deer antlers. Could it be some sort of disease or infection to the antlers? There are, of course, bucks with very large and strange antlers. Some people even breed these for big antlers. Could this be a genetic mutation we are seeing here? The following video shows a man out of curiosity decided to follow something that was lurking in the woods. Amongst the trees, something can be seen strutting. A large and black bipedal creature with really long arms. These descriptions perfectly fit the Bigfoot. The footage is hazy, and we cannot get a perfect glimpse of the monstrous figure. However, it is important to approach this video with caution and skepticism. In the age of advanced technology, it has become increasingly easier to manipulate and fabricate footage. It is possible that this video could be a cleverly crafted hoax or a creation of special effect. This video is quite old and was circulating on Facebook, claiming to have captured the sight of a really strange creature in the woods. In the video, we see a guy sitting in a chair, and it seems to be a camping trip as two more persons come into the camera frame, and a camp is set up beside them. They are talking about something and suddenly hear a weird growl of some creature coming from the woods.
More like it. What was that, Rambo?
I'm gonna catch that. You hear that?
This noise startles them a bit, but they laugh it off as a joke. However, they hear this noise again, and this time they also see the source of it sitting on the top of their trailer.
Mikey, get it. You guys are.
As they spot this creature, they all start running away in fear. This creature looks like a mix of a monkey and a lemur, but is quite strange. Its head was quite big, and its body proportions were quite different from anything we know. Also, while most of us might think it's computer generated, it has been reviewed by debunking experts, and they all seem to conclude that there wasn't any kind of computer generation involved in this. Having a companion dog with you when venturing into a forest for hiking can be crucial for your safety, and this video provides a compelling example of why. The footage, recorded by a hiker, shows a forest trail with a black figure standing on the other side. The figure seems to notice the hiker recording and begins to flee. The hiker's dog reacts by barking at the figure, causing it to retreat even faster.
Oh my God. No, Ziggy, no!
The creature is described as humanoid, with a strong built body covered in thick black fur, resembling a Bigfoot. The presence of the dog played a key role in deterring the creature and ensuring the hiker's safety. It prompts the consideration of what might have happened if the hiker didn't have a dog with them. The protective instincts of a canine companion can make a significant difference in encounters with wildlife, providing an added layer of security during outdoor adventures. This video is from a beach, showcasing the discovery of a peculiar siren-like creature washed up on the shore. The footage begins with a view of the beach scattered with washed-up wood branches. The camera then focuses on a dried-up, eerie-looking body. Upon closer inspection, the creature appears to resemble a mermaid with long feminine hair on its head. The lower half of the creature resembles that of a fish, while the upper body resembles a human. However, there's a possibility that this could be a fake or a prop deliberately placed there by someone. The suspicion arises because the creature's appearance suggests it might be a wooden model created for a specific effect. Regardless of its authenticity, the creature in the video does convey a creepy and unsettling vibe. This video was caught by a hunter who was bothered by these sounds. It is obviously an animal of some sort. Perhaps in distress or maybe giving warning sounds. This is one of the creepy noises you're ever likely to hear, particularly if you're alone somewhere remote at night. These sounds have caused a wave of speculation, as it has captured imagination of many wondering what it could be. Most have suggested this to be from maybe a moose or an elk. What do you think? Is it the mating call of a randy moose, a trapped bobcat, or something more sinister? Let us know your guesses in the comments below. This is a clip of a really unnerving scene. From far you might think your mind is playing tricks on you, until we zoom on the strange figure. It looks like a really tall humanoid shadow is holding onto the pole beside it. It is something unfamiliar and out of the ordinary, and I have never seen anything like it. Examining its physique, our attention is drawn to its elongated limbs and stretched out body. Could it be a person dressed in all black, possibly to cause speculation? A shadow of something tall causing a glitch in the camera, or an optical illusion created by certain lighting conditions, or in an eerie case, we could be in a presence of some sort of spirit. This video was recorded by a person who claimed the area to be infested by an anomaly, the Bigfoot. He was daring enough to take an adventure in the middle of the woods at night alone, and is met by something lurking in the dark. As he shines his flashlight into the forest, he sees the reflection of the eyes of a big animal relentlessly staring at him.
Okay, I need to figure out what this thing is before we go any further. There he is, right there. See him?
This sends chills down his spine. Just then, a towering pale shadow swiftly passes between the trees going in the right side. We cannot understand what the figure is due to the darkness. Our attention immediately shifts from the uncanny presence to the queer sounds that rent the air. Well, I think this could be just a mere mountain lion, out in the night hunting for a snack. This camera caught a Bigfoot in 2015. Although the video is low quality, the details are pretty visible. The massive creature, covered in a rich coat of black hair, can be seen walking towards a certain point. It stops, and one can see it extending its really long arms towards the tree trunk. At the same moments, it starts to shake the tree with sheer strength. It is both awe-inspiring and terrifying at the same time. It leaves the tree and proceeds to another. What was the Bigfoot doing with the trees? Was it trying to take the tree down? Or it could be some sort of communication between Bigfoot entities? The local authority in this area had detected some movement on a private property and went on to check what it was, only to see this.
Hey! You're on private property!
He immediately stops when he sees a furry figure stalking amidst the bushes. This startles him. A form of light can be seen flickering in the bushes. Suddenly, the figure emerges from a thicket. It is enveloped by a dense covering of hair. Due to the low lighting in the footage, we cannot see its face, but what is visible is its short stature. As if agitated, this figure starts approaching the person recording, and this frightens him, and he turns to retreat in the other direction. I wonder what this thing could be. Supposedly a Bigfoot, or just a really creepy intruder. This security camera caught this very scary occurrence at a certain checkpoint. A car can be seen approaching the security checkpoint. As it stops, something seems to be really strange. The car appears to have no driver at all, and the guard surely notices all these weirdness. He gets out to investigate what really could be going on. Suddenly, something on the roof of the car terrifies the daylights out of him, and he drops to the ground in panic as he scrambles away. Our attention shifts to the apparition on the car. It seems to be pretty real to me. Due to the darkness, I can't make out what this strange figure is, but it is surely scary from the guard's reaction. These two uncanny events truly perturb one. Where was the driver? And what's the creature on the roof? Could be witnessing a ghost driver. These two guys were out for a walk when they recognized something moving between the trees. As one of them continues recording, we can see a creature's head bobbling up and down as it walks.
Oh shit. Oh my God. What is that thing, man? I didn't know it was that fucking big. It's not coming up here, is it? No, I didn't think it recognizes, man. Calm down, be quiet.
Shortly, it emerges, a black, enigmatic figure. It is really immense that the people recording exclaim with astonishment. It is not aware of the people watching it, and it casually strolls away. From the huge steps it is taking, I think it's a really tall creature. This bipedal subject seems to be enveloped in a thick coat of fur. Do you see how it's walking while arms hang down its side? This depiction aligns with the general perception of the Bigfoot. This homeowner was in his roof repairing a faulty cable when he seemed to see something lurking in the shadows. When this footage is slowed, upon closer scrutiny, we can see an unknown figure that seems to be stalking. Then suddenly, it lunges back to its hiding place. The man surely spots it and immediately scurries away, not wanting to know what this frightening creature could be. This could be a raccoon or a small furry animal. The residents of this house had been receiving unexpected guests in their home. Their visits were now a nuisance, so he decided to film this encounter. We can see him closing the door, and after he goes back, the door opens, and what's shocking is that there is no one behind the door. His dog is aware of this weirdness and barks in confirmation that there might be an intruder. He closes the door one more time, and the same happens.
Little buddy.
But this time, an unearthly humanoid figure can be seen in the darkness down the fleet of stairs when we zoom at the door. This is very scary, and as if it is not enough, the door closes itself, and when opens, the queer subject shapeshifts into a really enigmatic figure. This is spine-chilling. The quality of this video is impressive, and I don't think it's edited. The dogs in the house were going crazy. Were they seeing something paranormal unseen to the human eyes? But surely something very creepy could be roaming in this household. This hunter has been on the trail for Bigfoot, and he disclosed a footage that claims to be entailing on the Sasquatch. This is the grassland where he caught the infamous creature. As he records, within the tall grass, a brown-haired creature appears and seems to be walking bipedally towards the left. It has a huge frame and a towering height. This description perfectly fits the Bigfoot characteristics, but maybe it could be a lost orangutan roaming in the area, or a man in a costume performing a hoax just to cause a show. The internet is filled with videos of bizarre events, and this one displays a truly perturbing one. Recently, a video recorded by an unidentified man in the middle of the night has gone viral on social media, frightening people from all over the world. In the video, an uncanny figure can be seen gliding through the air freely. It is far from the recorder, hence, I can't depict what it is, but when closely examined, this object resembles a human form from its upright posture. Our technology is really evolving, and you might find this to be some kind of invention that can be remote controlled in the air, or eerily, can it be the witch from the fairy tales floating on her broom? This is a recording during the day where this man caught something strange on the left side of the road. As the car continues going, a strange black figure can be seen standing still. When the video is replayed, we can see it more clearly. It has a human stature and it is somehow lanky. What seems scary is that it is engulfed in a black coating from head to toe. I'm not sure what this really is, but it surely has a striking resemblance. Could we be in the presence of a Bigfoot, or this could be a more sinister case? This is a strange sight documented by a cryptid lover as he tries to uncover the conspiracies associated with the Sasquatch. When he nears the tree line, a tall, hunched figure passes across the dense foliage. It can even be seen turning its head and looks in the direction of the man, and it's as if it does not spot him. It seems to be a two-legged creature. Cloaked in a shroud of dark, coarse hair, this creature's massive form blends seamlessly into the shadows of the forest. The cryptid enthusiast is scared to his bones with the unsettling nature of this humanoid ape-like figure. It all seems natural and not some fake costume. It does look real. What are your thoughts on Bigfoot? Do you think it actually exists? The owner of this house was reviewing his security camera footage when he came across something that he perceived to be weird. In the recording, we can see a certain person coming out from a room, and as he switches the lights off and closes the door, a strange white apparition seems to be following and hovering behind him. I don't think this could be something threatening, and maybe this guy could have exaggerated whatever he saw. Maybe it could be a reflection or something harmless. This is one of the incredible videos of what appears to be the Bigfoot. The video was captured in Eastern Europe. Look at the cryptid as it navigates its way through the forest. It is a really huge creature, bipedal in nature. The monster seems to be walking in a hunched position, and this specific Bigfoot has its back arched at an angle. Its muscular frame speaks of untamed power and agility, allowing it to traverse the rugged terrain with remarkable ease. Notice how the creature's arms are long and hang low, almost reaching to its knees. This Bigfoot is odd and not like the others. It is covered in a deep orangish coat of fur instead of the usual black or brown. Seeing this video is just amazing. It looks pretty real and convincing, but what do you think? Do you think this is a real trail cam video of a Bigfoot that set off the motion detection of the camera, or is it a fake continuing on the theme of Bigfoot? This Vietnamese spotted something very bizarre and recorded all with his phone camera. With just a normal view, the eerie figure cannot be spotted, but can you closely look in between the large green leaves? A shocking glimpse of a humanoid face becomes visible. This is pretty spooky, and just looking at it can give you nightmares. Look at how it is staring intently at the recorder with its mystical eyes. Its facial features are very human-like, but its skin is leathery and very ethereal. Looking at this just gives me the creeps. What do you think it is? The people recording this video can be heard exclaiming in awe and wonder. They seem to have caught something lurking in the nearby forest.
There, look! Where? Behind that tree there, do you see it? There, look! Where? Moving! Where? Now, what was that?
One person can be heard saying that there is something behind the trees. And true to that, a dark, large, hulking image can be seen moving along the tree line. The mysterious subject seems to be a very tall one. This might not be a normal bear or any creature that we know of. This one has a striking resemblance, and the size of that thing is remarkable. No doubt this is some sort of cryptid creature, a Bigfoot to be specific. The Sasquatch only comes to mind when we see the footage once more. This folks truly caught a bizarre encounter out in the woods. What you are about to see is really frightening and leaves one wondering the existence of such. The people recording this video were heading home when they ran into this eerie paranormality. Something eerie seems to be floating and gliding in the air. Due to the darkness in the area, one cannot figure out what this is, but its outline looks like that of a human. On the other hand, I approach this unusual happening with skepticism, as I think it could be a kind of a prank playing on the witnesses. Maybe it could be a drone with a sheet over it made to look like a ghost, and could be a simple prank. In this video captured by a security camera, all seem normal. Just a woman walking casually to the other side of the house. But wait, do you see it? A small creature appears behind the car. As the woman goes back to... In this video, a man records what he claims to have been a Mexican caveman in Cabo, Mexico. In the clip, all seems normal, but as he zooms to a certain point, we can see a cave opening and we get a glimpse of what made his thoughts run wild. Standing at the cave entrance, the hunched figure appears. It looks like a shirtless man, and even it can be seen turning its head side to side as if it's scanning its surroundings. Its shoulders are really broad and has some sort of extended arms. This eerie creature appears to be tall, as its height is equivalent to the cave's opening. After, it proceeds back to its cave unconscious that it is being watched. The video is blurry and does not provide full descriptions of this creature, but it is truly a humanoid being. If it is really a caveman, then one would wonder why it hasn't evolved in the modern era. Suppose you are a fan of cryptid creatures and have adequately researched them. In that case, this picture sure needs your thoughts on the identity of what it has captured. A trail camera in Florida captures a bizarre image deep in the forest. The image is that of a creature invoking controversy to its identity, either the baby of a Bigfoot or the baby of a skunk ape. These two creatures undeniably resemble each other, as they both have human-like and ape-like characteristics. From the image, the beast has an ape-like face and a coat of thick black fur. It appears to be standing on twos like a human. Which of the two would this creature belong to? A woman decided to take a quick snap video while working. After reviewing the video, happens to catch a bizarre sighting.
So I'm going to attempt to show you this video that my boss's granddaughter caught up on his property, which is kind of up in the mountains a little bit. You tell me what you think it is.
In the clip, all is normal until when the video is slowed down. At the far end on the right, a creature can be seen jumping from a tree and quickly runs into the bushes nearby, as though it does not want to be spotted by the woman. It moves with such lightning speed that one is unable to spot it. Its body is covered in a thick brown fur. It is bipedal, as it runs on two legs. This footage makes me wonder if the creature could be the mysterious Bigfoot or maybe a glitch of the camera. This video shows multiple clips of the possible discovery of the famous Bigfoot by a trail camera in the forest. The first clip is taken at night, where a mysterious dark figure stands amongst the trees. The figure is unclear, but we can see its tall, towering stature. During the day, the footage is a bit clearer as we can see the creature walking around the area. Although its face is not clearly seen, its tall features and thick fur make us believe that we are in the presence of a Bigfoot. This man has been having day camps in a forest, and he always spots stalking creatures. He even comments that they are very curious ones.
And, man, it seems like this always happens out here. They're very, very curious creatures.
In the moment, the creature appears once more, and the man documenting says it's right behind him.
Curious creatures. That's for sure. Check this out. I'm going to show you. It's right behind me.
Amidst the trees, a black figure can be seen moving. We aren't able to quite make out what the creature looks like since it is covered by the trees. What I can tell from the video is that it is a tall animal and could be covered with black fur. I think maybe it is a bear. This security camera set up in a vantage point caught a sinister happening in the backyard of someone's home. A man and a girl are seen walking in the dead hours of the night. What's even more shocking is that the man seems to be guiding the little girl towards the forest. When examined more closely, we can see a tall humanoid figure luring them into the forest. See how the figure lurking in the forest is unearthly, containing really long arms and has a pale and emaciated form. Could this girl be hypnotized and kidnapped to be used to perform some sort of cultic activity? The owner of this video immediately reported to the police after seeing this video. Though, up to date, the girl is still considered missing, this being the last place where she was sighted. What do you think happened here? Two hikers in Ohio encounter an animal that was creeping up on them and decide to record it. Within the serene at a distance, two dot-like glimmering objects stand out in the dark and maintain a steady gaze on the hikers. One of the hikers distinguishes it from a deer and says it's likely to be a predator.
Right there.
Yeah.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, that's not a deer. What the devil is that? That's a predator. Its eyes are facing forward.
Oh yeah. I don't know what that is.
Oh, draw your weapon.
Notice how wide the eyes are. It is during the night, and they cannot make out what the creature is, even after zooming. Most animals have eyes that glow in the dark due to a reflective surface in their eyes that help them see at night. This explains what these two hikers were seeing. A man walking in the woodlands near a riverbank is shocked by a creature spying on him that was hiding behind a tree trunk. He was recording his walk, and after taking a few turns, he stumbles upon a black figure staring at him. At first, he doesn't recognize due to some branches that were obstructing him, but as he slowly moves away from the branches, we get to see it. A tall and huge figure can be seen leaning to its side. It is ape-like, and it is covered in rich black fur. It suddenly retreats behind the tree, scaring the man as we see him retreating away in the opposite direction. We aren't sure of what it is due to the low quality of the camera, but its presence surely does make one quack in their booth. To me, it doesn't look real, since we can't see the rest of its body. Maybe it is some kind of Halloween prank. This guy was daring enough to take an adventure in the middle of the woods at night alone, and is met by something lurking in the dark. As he shines his flashlight into the forest, he sees the reflection of the eyes of a big animal relentlessly staring at him. This sends chills down his spine. Just then, a towering pale shadow swiftly passes between the trees, going in the right side. We cannot understand what the figure is due to the darkness. Our attention immediately shifts from the uncanny presence to the queer sounds that rent the air. I don't know where these sounds are coming from, but I'm pretty sure it has to be associated with whatever that's creeping out in the darkness. This video was taken in Northern Ireland. The paranormal activities that are shown are bound to blow some minds. In the following clip, we can see a rock hinge to other rocks, moving as though it is closing a door. Whether the rock moved on its own, or was moved by a creature closing its door, remains a mystery. It could be a phenomenon that has been happening on our planet without our knowledge of its existence. Some people have attributed the massive door to mythical giant Finn McCool, a giant that is well known in the Irish folktales. The video captured by the trail camera provides valuable insights into the behavior of these elusive creatures. It serves as a reminder of the fragile balance. The following video has sparked controversy all over the social media. This video shows a creepy woman doing something extraordinary in a way that almost looks like the work of the supernatural. The footage is taken inside a house where a woman appears below one of the pillars and begins to climb it, as though a lizard would walk effortlessly on a wall. She is surprisingly fast and appeared to do it without exerting much effort. After climbing the pillar, she walks on all 4 limbs. Once she reached the 2nd floor, she moves while crouching down and then starts poking her head out of gaps in the wall in a bizarre manner. This clip is quite peculiar since the woman isn't acting like a normal human, but rather like an animal. What would you do as the owner of the house after seeing such footage? This video has caused a stir in the Bigfoot community, with many people claiming that it is the best evidence yet that the creature existed. Some skeptics have dismissed it as a hoax, but the man who captured the footage was convinced that he had seen something real. The creature does have Bigfoot qualities, as it has a coat of thick black fur, walks bipedally like a human, and has a conical-shaped head resembling that of an ape. It doesn't seem to have taken notice that it is being followed. The person captures 2 clips of the creature, and in one of them, we see how the Bigfoot walks, and it appears to be too large to assume it to be human. While exploring in the forest, someone stumbled upon a creature that had an odd look, and at first it couldn't be recognized. As they record and get close to it, its appearance becomes rather clear that it has a brown body and elongated neck. In its movements, it took notice of the person and began to stare as though threatened. It later lost interest, and as it turned to walk away is when we saw that the creature was a bird, since it had a beak. It hasn't tucked its wings to its side like a normal bird would do. Rather, it has let it down as though indicating that its wing is hurt. Or maybe this bird has a rather unique anatomy, and it is a kind of bird species. Fear strikes this man as he goes out to investigate something mysterious that he claims to have seen and heard in the middle of the night. However, he did not quite visually identify this puzzling creature. Only with a flashlight in his arms, he walks around shining the flashlight in front of him, trying to find out what this creature would be. After a few turns, he is able to see the creature, which appears to have been hiding from him behind some bushes. It takes notice of the man and stands up while making a strange sound.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
The man behind the camera is clearly spooked and can be heard gasping in fear as he flees away from the imminent danger. What could be this creature the man stumbled upon? Of a thrilling moment. A figure can be seen stalking around. The video was perfectly captured in the right moment, where the large creature can be seen as if trying to hide behind the tree's trunk. The man in the background filming is captivated and asks his counterpart if sees what he's seeing, whom he's also aware of the happenings.
Do you see that? Do you see that? I'm afraid. Oh my god.
The unknown figure casually wanders around, conscious of being watched. At once it stretches its arm, and it becomes really strange how its arm is very long. The creature can easily be mistaken for an ape, but surely it's too big for an ape category. This video is pretty convincing that we are in the presence of the alleged Bigfoot. Though it is not quite clear, we can take a guess and suggest that this could be Bigfoot talking a warm stroll in the forest during the day. In the ocean depths, a footage uncovers a shocking discovery of a creature that has an alien-like appearance. Fishermen who dispatched a camera along a chain to explore the ocean deep recorded a strange orange creature that could not quite be explained. It had the head of a jellyfish and tentacles extruding from its bottom side. The creature seems harmless. I have never seen anything like this. It could be a member of the jellyfish family that we don't know of, or it could be an alien that landed at the bottom of the sea. What do you think this mysterious creature could be? If you want to see more strange footage, then watch this.